Hello everyone, it's Lennon and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Thoth, but not Thoth though. Like not Thoth, but the oracles that I've been loving with Thoth, okay? And there's not a lot, okay? But I have been getting back, what's going on with that candle? I had been getting back into Thoth, but what I've been liking about this new stint with Thoth is that Thoth is so good for me, usually, that I don't really use oracles with him, you know? I don't need it. I don't need them, really. But I've been trying to expand. And so I have started to utilize some oracles with Thoth just to kind of get me out of my comfort zone, okay? So I got my little greenie here, and I got some oracles off to the side, and I thought I would just share them. Now, one of the first oracles that I had gotten out with Thoth was my Dirty Offering. Now, this is a goddess deck, okay? This really is a goddess deck, okay? And so pairing it with Thoth didn't feel right, but it was that uncomfortableness that I was like, okay, let's see if it works. So, this one is, this is GameCrafter. My GameCrafter edition of this is this cute little mini that comes in a tin. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? Just put on there. Love it. It fits so well in the tin too. So cute. Look at that. Now this is my own art. This is like my abstract-y kind of art. And anyway, so what I had been doing, like, look how huge this is compared to oh, I love it though. So what I had been doing was like pulling a card or whatever and pulling like at least 3 of these because they're mini, you know? So like, here we go, got Valor. And then let's just pull 3 cards. We got Weave and Anoint, and Curse. Ooh, weave the anointed curse in my brave villain era. This is my brave villain era right here. Brave villain. This is the anti-hero. Okay, it's the Punisher. This is my Max Payne. Whoever else. That's not a superhero. Anti-heroes that aren't superheroes. But this feels very magical, of course, because this is my Dirty Offering magic oracle. But with Thoth, it just pulls me into this, like, esoteric place, right? Now, Valor, for me, is a bravery card. This is about standing, a continued stance of bravery that you have shown. And it's like self-validation in this card. This is what this card means to me. Self-validation. That's why we've got this like shining beacon wand here blasting all the other ones, and we're really showing our true colors, but our true colors are on fire. Okay, this flag is on fire, and with this we're weaving all of that into it. So we're weaving our authentic validation, but it's a curse. It becomes a curse, right? So you see how that works well together. Let's do another one. Blood. Ooh, blood with the Ace of Cups. Oh, so good. This is Life Liquids and Ancient and Monster. Ooh. Ooh, with Ace of Cups. Oh, yes, I like that. Ace of Cups. Blood's in the Ace of Cups. This links me to the Lust card. But this monster, so it's the beast that Crowley talks about. Ancient Beast. Now, when I think ancient monster or ancient beast, I think of the Minotaur. I automatically think of him. And I think about the labyrinth. But with the Ace of Cups, there's some kind of juicy clarity there with the Ace of Cups. This is the mystery of all life-giving liquids. You know? This is Pacify. This is Pacify. Pacify and Midas sitting up on Crete. Anyway, so been loving the Dirty Offering with Thoth, with put that back. I love to see. I didn't think that the corners were going to be so round on this, but I actually really like it. Really makes it look so cute. But not cute in a like too cute way. Not in like a sickly way. So there you go. All right. And then the next one that's got a magical tint to it as well is Anna. Anna over at Anna Astral Lady Tarot. Or Astral Lady Tarot. Her magical guidance cards, I love. Get them out of the bag. There you go. Her magical guidance cards, I love because they're her photography, and there's just a chunky mini, okay? And so another mini, and so again, I like to pull a couple. Now I do shuffle them the other way so I don't see the words. I do love how she's set this up. So it's like an image on one side and the words on the other. Do like that. Didn't think I would, but it really works for this, you know, for this kind of a system. And so, anyway, it's something very dark and magical and ritual about this. Anyway, so let's pull a Thoth. Oh, we've got cruelty. And then we've got oracle. And then we've got servitor. And then we've got sex magic. Oh, this is liking it rough. This is sex magic liking it rough. So, pain with pleasure, but it's an oracular pain. It's the pain of the servitor too. It's a guardian pain. So this is gatekeeper pain. This is threshold pain. And threshold, again, another sex word, the threshold. You know, this very veil hymen-like thing is going on. This sex magic as the oracle. Sex, you know, this kind of liminal cruelty. So being plagued by all sides. We're getting dominated by all the sides. That's what this means to me. Let's do another one. Ooh, sex magic with this, and then pleasure. Water magic. Ooh, look at that. Water magic. Vision board. Ooh. And a potion. Ooh, or an oil or some kind of kitchen witchcraft. Okay. So this is water magic. This is a drink. This is kitchen witchcraft. This is using magical waters. Magical waters of the sea. This is just, basically, this whole thing is telling me to hydrate. Or visualize a vacation. Visualize cooking. Maybe some cultural cooking. Like some kind of dish that is from Jamaica or Spain or somewhere like that. Like getting some kind of culture, finding pleasure in other cultures, finding pleasure in their food and in the way they cook and in the way they use water and in the way they use the sea. Like maybe it's fish. Fish, I like fish. A fish dish. See, this is where my mind goes with this. Okay? Ooh, I like that. Let's do this. Ritual. So this could be, see, vision board for me could be recipe. That's what I meant with that. Let's see. Okay, so we've got ritual, wishing stones, hagstones, crystals, and scrying. Okay. Crystals, scrying. Stones, scrying. Stones, grounding. Grounding, earth. Scrying, air. Ceremony. And ceremony. So, this kind of earthy air. This tether. That's what this means. Tether. A ritual involving a tether between the sky and the ground. A grounding. A grounding hot air balloon. But the hot air balloon is the wheel of fortune. And as this is Jupiter, it's expanding with that gas, right? That hot air balloon is expanding with Jupiter. So this could be a cool ritual involving a hot air balloon, or the physics behind that. This expansive blooming out that's going to keep us tethered, keep us grounded. I like this. I like that. I like that. Ooh, see, I'm getting when I get my fingers involved like that, it means I'm feeling magical zizzles. So anyway, yeah, so Anna's deck, because Crowley's deck is so occultish, you know, that it really makes a lot of sense to have some magical oracles to play around with. So, but I really do love Anna's deck to really find this like dark, I don't know, dark, nice dark realm within everything, you know, like really try to get, like it said, oracular and, you know, mystical with it. So anyway, so that was Anna's deck. Now, because the Kickstarter for Greenwood has just come out, I had pulled my Greenwood out. Now, my Greenwood isn't y'all's Greenwood, okay? My Greenwood is one of the ones that was from Jessica Potter's website, where you could download the images yourself, and I just printed myself off a copy. I put like a Cezanne painting on the back. I don't like the backs of the original Greenwood, and I chopped off all the borders and made this like an oracle. So I don't even know. I don't even care to know what the cards are themselves, you know, because like I know that's a court, and like a cup card, I think that's the Queen of Cups, like, but it doesn't matter. I don't care, you know. And it's something about the images themselves, this like shamanistic, Celtic shamanism, I would say, that really links me to this kind of earthly ancient magic, with this being kind of modern magic. It's like this tie between the two, between this kind of ancient magic and more modern magic. So again, with the magic, we don't even have to go magic with it. Let's see what comes up. Okay, again, I like the threes, so we'll probably just pick 3 oracles. Ooh, we got the star. Of course we got the star. Okay. Ooh, I like this altar. Like the altar with the guardians, but then this door here for the hermit. Like these birds. I like this star. This very round, spinning, cosmic star thing happening. But again, this altar links to the water here that we find. The Aquarius waters is under this altar. It's running like a river. The Aquarius waters. Even though that never made sense to me, because Aquarius is air. But anyway, I digress. But this Aquarius spinning, this spiral, right? And then to have the spiral link us to the Hermit card, really, or this closed door, this solitude, really is getting me thinking. But we're spinning with the birds, so this makes me think of this flock of birds. It's like 1,000 of them, and they're like weaving these spirals in the air. I like that. And how there's illusion here. We don't know what's going on, because what we think we see, it's like seeing something in a cloud. That's not what we're seeing. We're not seeing a lion. It's a cloud. But we've linked this image in our mind. That's what this makes me think of. This like illusory cosmic mishap. That's what this means. Okay, let's do another one. One more. Ooh, I like this hunter here with this goat. Now we're back to these cards. Didn't we already see these? What's the thought? Ooh, swiftness. Ooh, I like this. Look at the swiftness that's happening with the arrows here. And this slow water. But then this really grounded deer here. Love this. Love all these wands coming in this reading. But see, if we thought about the trajectory that we're facing here, these wands are going in all directions, swift action, right? But then these are pointing to this, and then they are looking at the water, right? And it's like this figure is centralized instead of this. And so it's trying to teach us in this kind of, again, grounded way, that there's times and places for swiftness, but remain this kind of horizontal calm through it all. You know, we can ebb and flow and arch and all that kind of stuff, but there should be this balancing horizontal line within us that keeps us in this, like, in a firmament, kind of, instead of in this firm, twisted way, I guess you could say. It's very nice. I love the, like I said, the shamanistic art of the Greenwood. But again, I've made it into an oracle. Could care less about the tarot associations with it. But since it came out, I've been thinking about it, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'll get it out and play with it. And because I was already playing with oracle, with Thoth, and trying to see what was, you know, what was what and what was working, I thought that would be really cool. Now this one is, I have needed some harsh lessons. Now I always go to Thoth. I always go to Thoth when I need some kind of, you need a V8 moment, okay? And I decided that for some of those readings, I would pull out my Dark Edition deck. Now this is from, I think this company is called Pretty Spirits, and they make a couple of these. Now this is like one of the originals. I don't even know if this is still in print. I might leave their website below though. They made a lot of oracles, but this one is the dark, okay? It is dark. And so I'll show you what I mean. You want to give me a little shuffle and a little tap, all right? It's very sigil. So there's a sigilness to this. What word is that? Sigilness? Sigality? I'm just making up words now. This is so bowed from overuse. Okay, tap, tap, tap. I'll do 2 of these. All right, now these are harsh words because they're supposed to be, to really link you up with the trauma that might be present in you, right? So, ooh, look at this. We got the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Discs. Very earthy, guardian presence here, but with obsessive and conniving. That does not look like the Knight of Discs, okay, to me. Because he's very much in touch with nature and in touch with what he is responsible for. He's a delegator. That's how I would see him. He's a very good delegator. He's a very good foreman, okay? And for him to be obsessive, this would mean overconsumption of crop. This would mean, you know, this kind of capitalist dude reaping the benefits of capitalism. But then he's conniving. So he's like one of those, I'll lie, cheat, steal to get ahead. And thinking about him in this dark, obsessive, conniving way really makes me think of the downfall of capitalism. The downfall, because there's not everything about capitalism is bad, but I do think that the downfall of that makes him, I see him in a different light, you know? So let's do another one. I do like how that had a court card that we could think about. Now, all of these have like a color, and the color means something, but I don't know what it does. Because when the deck first came out years and years and years ago, they told us what it was, but they didn't give us like a PDF or a guidebook or anything. So I don't really know. So I just use them as just like different color backgrounds. So anyway. Ooh! A depressed womanizer in the Four of Cups. Okay? Now, for me, the Four of Cups is luxury because it means, for me, the Four of Cups is excess. There's too much going on. And we think that we have enough, but really we just have too much of something and we think we're good. You know, we're getting what we want, but not what we need. And, I mean, because to have luxury be in the beginning of the suit is not real luxury. It's just excess. And it's like our wants. We're fulfilling our wants and filling the voids of our wants, but we're not getting what we need. And so for that to be in excess, not getting what we need, depressed, and a womanizer, I would say that this is someone that doesn't want the long term. They don't want the long term. They want the instant gratification. That's what this means. They're depressed, and so they're trying to fill the void, but they don't want long-term commitment and anything, not just relationships, but anything. Now, it could mean relationships if this was a real reading and this is the cups. This could mean, okay, whoever the hell you're with, or it could be you're not really looking for the long term, so maybe you need to think about that, you know? That would be how I would tell somebody that I'm reading for. That maybe we need to assess this to get you to a place where you're no longer looking for instant gratification and more long-term gratification, and set yourself up for better emotional maturity. That's what I would say. All right. Childish, superficial. Ooh, with art. Ooh, I like that. A childish art card. Now, what could that mean if a childish art card, a childish mud pie maker? Okay, so they're very creative, but in a superficial way. So they're making just to make. So these acts, and again, with the art card here, that makes perfect sense that someone would be creating just to create, not creating for any kind of expression, not creating for the sake of art or for the sake of themselves, creating. It's like mass production again. It's like mass producing, but in a way that it counterbalances and negates the act itself. So whatever childish activity or childish thing that's going on, that would be happening, it's not doing anything for like the tangible reality. That's what I would say. It's just surface level stuff. And you need to dig a little deeper. Have your art expressed in deeper ways. Because I always go with art with childish, because childish to me is a harsh word, because no one really knows what that word means. It means it can mean anything. Naive, innocent, wonder, play, but none of those are harsh words. So when it's used in this kind of harsh way, what does that mean? And we have to figure it out, because everybody's got a different answer. So yeah, so when I want some harsh lessons from Thoth, I'll pull the Dark Edition out, the Pretty Spirits Dark Edition out, you know, just to kind of figure out what's going on and what words come up, because it acts as like this really cool clarifier that I didn't even know that I needed, you know? Okay, and then the last oracle is actually my Eden Kiss oracle. Now, this is not the poetic version. Oh my god, y'all, this deck is so good. Basically, for those of you who don't know, an Eden Kiss is the sapphic relationship between Lilith and Eve, okay? Basically. It doesn't have to be sapphic, but it's just a relationship. They know each other, okay? They know each other, and they love each other. So, that's what this deck is about. And they're present in every single card. But, for me, Crowley's dark mistress is Babylon, okay? Crowley's dark mother is Nuit, the goddess of night in Egyptian pantheon, okay? So that's his mother and his mistress. And I would say that with Lilith and Eve here, I would do a Babylon Nuit reading, okay? So let's just say, actually, no, let's just keep the card like this. Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's say this card, one card would mean Nuit, and the other card would mean Babylon. So the Dark Mother and the Dark Mistress. Okay, then I would pull 2 cards for each one of those in the Lilith and Eve category. So Dark Mother and the Chariot, and then I have, ooh, yes, and then I have the Dark Mistress over here. Right. So let's just say, so I'm doing this reading for, like, basically it's a dark feminine reading, right? And so I would pull 2 cards from Crowley, from the Thoth, and then I would pull 2 cards from An Eden's Kiss. And look at that. This Chariot is moving towards us in such a way, and Crowley calls this the Holy Grail, so it's about looking for the Holy Grail. So the Dark Mother is looking for something in me. What is she looking for? She's looking for this stationary embrace. Stationary embrace. I love the snakes coming out of the bottom of the statue. I think for me, that if I were to pull these 2 cards together, actually, you know what, let's separate these out. I would have more room, you know. I do if I did this. There we go. There we go. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see enough. Okay. So if I were to pull these like this, I love the link of the blues here between the Mother and the Mistress in these 2 cards. I love the link. That lapis. Lapis is a goddess stone for me. But I love the sterility of this statue here. I love the sterility. And I love that these 2 figures here look very much like a 2 of Cups embrace. And they're even shedding, like the pomegranate is dripping right here, is dripping down. You see a little drip mark. Her apple is dripping. Because usually I give the apple to Lilith and I give the pomegranate to Eve because they've given each other the fruit. Just because they're gifting each other, they're embracing, they're loving each other. It's an actual active relationship. And then in this card, this statue, I've mixed these statues and given them some jewelry and some roots and some snakes because I really want to play into the ancientness. So this is the ancient mistress, which again ties us to Lilith. But to have it be these 2s and this kind of blue Holy Grail really links me up to this kind of communion relationship with the dark feminine that needs a forward moving agent. And the forward moving agent needs to be love. And the forward moving agent needs to have some kind of ancient symbolism. So ancient love, ancient embrace. And see, I would probably do some kind of poetry or write in my journal about this. But anyway, that's basically just I'm just like throwing this out there. This is like a sample reading. So I would kind of work in it like that. Now, if I were to just do 1 card, here we go. 1 card and 1 card. Now, I like these because, check this out. Because if I put them together like this, it looks like, because the snake's coming off of this card, it looks like the snake slithered into their realm from his realm. Okay? So this becomes an Adam figure for me, this emperor. This becomes an Adam figure, and the snake has slithered into their domain via his land, or whatever, his domain. I love the red and the red, but also look, I put this like snake here, this like iguana reptilian figure down here to show what was going on with their communication, because they're like communicating in this card. And I've forgotten some of the poems already, but if you have the poetic version, you could like look around and see what card this says. But just at sheer glance, I like the reptilian creature. This like creature is sneaking into the card. So it's almost like jealousy. This reading would make me think of jealousy. And maybe even possibly brotherhood sneaking up on your, you know, sneaking up and playing practical jokes, sneaking up, but being in like an annoying figure. So this could be annoying because he's releasing snakes, but there's some sneaking here from his realm. I do like that in this particular reading, the Empress is looking away. So maybe he's not sneaking. Maybe he's leaving. And leaving in a way that doesn't, leaving in a good way. But he's giving them gifts when he leaves. Like he's not leaving them with nothing. And they're ruminating on this kind of fuck Adam, you know, diatribe. So anyway, I've really made this Eden-y with the Eden's Kiss, but I do like it. I mean, it's not perfect, but I do like, now, if we were to do a Babylon reading, okay, just for shits, if we were to do, like, get into the Crowley, the Thoth-based symbolism, and we made this like a Babylon reading, then Lilith and Eve would disappear, and the figures in here would all be about what Babylon's doing, this Lady of the Beast, whore of Babylon, right? And this like dark sea of Banah, okay, on the Tree of Life. And I like that I thought of that because we got the Hangman, which is very watery, but I like that this figure is this one is about the road and about traveling and about, again, forward motion, but this one is down motion. And so we have someone walking down the stairs and someone traveling up, and it's about meeting in the middle. This would be about meeting in the middle. We forget that he's hooked here to this circle, right? This sphere, which could be this apple. So we're meeting in the middle. It's this mirroring of opposites, and it's this gaining of, like, we're losing and gaining at the same time. There's a very liminal presence here for me. And so in terms of Babylon, the whore of Babylon, the beast, cup of abomination, whatever else could be going on with the whore of Babylon, meeting in the middle to form truce. Meeting in the middle to make demands. We're meeting in the middle for an active purpose. For an active spiritual purpose, I would say. Yeah, that's what I would say. Okay, so there's Thoth and an Eden Kiss. But there were some oracles that I've been loving. Again, very obscure and stuff, but I think they've worked out really well. I mean, at least for me. So if you have any oracles that you like specifically with Thoth, let us know in the comments below. And I don't have a lot of oracles, so I probably won't have a lot of like maybe some of the ones that somebody else has. But yeah, let us know, and like we can like discuss some oracular Thothy goodness, okay? So, hope everyone's having a magical day. See you soon. Much love.